Story of the Guilsborough Witches? Yes, certainly! Did you know one night in 1611, Joan Vaughan and Miss Belcher have an altercation, resulting in Joan Vaughan getting slapped? She goes home to her mother and reports the story, and she says she's going to take revenge. The mother and daughter are then apparently seen with another woman riding on the back of a sow to go and see an old witch, Mother Rhodes. Now, Mother Rhodes died before they got there, but her last words were, "Tell my friends not to worry, I'll see them within a month." Miss Belcher is then taken suddenly ill with an intolerable pain in her body and a horrible disfiguration of her face. Upon hearing the story, her brother-in-law, Master Avery, goes to Joan Vaughan's house to lure her out and scratch her, as this is said to be the cure for a witch's curse. Now, he is repeatedly stopped by an invisible barrier. He ends up returning home, and when he gets home, he is suddenly struck with the same illness as Miss Belcher. Joan Vaughan and her mother are then apprehended and scratched. All of a sudden, Master Avery and Miss Belcher make a miraculous recovery. Joan Vaughan and her mother stand trial for bewitching Master Avery and Miss Belcher. They are found guilty and hanged to death alongside 3 other witches on the 22nd of July, 1612. That's about cursed tablets, yes, certainly. Did you know that a cursed tablet, also known as a binding spell, is a type of curse found throughout all of ancient Greece and Rome? Did you know they were usually made of lead? They had a curse inscribed on them to ask the gods, the spirits, or the deceased to perform an act on a person, an object, or to compel the subject of the curse to do something. Did you know that curse tablets were usually used to try and cause harm to someone? They'd often be inscribed with the curse, nailed shut, and thrown into a lake or a well. They were sometimes put into the graves of freshly dead soldiers as they thought the new soul would help carry their message to the underworld. Did you know they were also placed into the graves of those who died young or violently in an attempt to try and help their soul later rest? They could also be used as an attraction spell, and they'd be placed into the home of the person that you wanted to fall in love with you. Did you know that an ancient Roman tablet that was found first starts by invoking Proserpina, Pluto, and Cerberus? It then goes on to say the recipient, Plautius. It then goes on to say what they want to happen. And I quote, "Plautius should be consumed by fevers that akin to him wrestling another man." Crazy. The story of St. Olga's revenge? Yes, certainly. Ow! Did you know before she was a saint, Olga was married to Igor, Prince of Kiev? He was brutally murdered one day by the Drevlins when they bent 2 trees down, tied them to his legs, and then let the trees go, tearing him in half. Olga was forced to take the throne, and then her revenge. Did you know the Drevlins then sent 20 men to try and convince Olga to marry their prince? So she had them buried alive. She also sent word back that she accepted the proposal and to send noblemen to bring her back there. When the noblemen arrived, she told them to go wash up in the bathroom. She then proceeded to lock the bathroom and burn them alive. Did you know that Olga then sent word to the Drevlins that she would be arriving in their city soon and to have a feast? Once everyone was good and drunk, her soldiers arrived and put 5,000 people to the sword. Did you know Olga then took birds off the remaining Drevlins as a peace offering? She then tied white phosphorus to the birds and sent them home, setting every single building afire. All the people that didn't die in the fire were captured as they fled and turned into slaves. The curse of James Dean's car. Did you know that James Dean bought a Porsche Spider 550 whilst filming Rebel Without a Cause? He had it heavily customized and gave it the nickname Little Bastard. One night, James Dean met Alec Guinness while he was driving Little Bastard. Alec said that it looked sinister, and he said, "If you continue to drive that, you'll be dead within a week." Sure enough, 7 days later, James Dean was found tragically dead from a car accident at only 24 whilst driving Little Bastard. George Barris, the man who had customised Little Bastard, bought the wreckage, but as soon as he tried to move it, Little Bastard fell off the transporter and broke a mechanic's legs. Barris sold the engine and the drivetrain to 2 men who were racers. In a race when they were racing against each other, one of the cars lost control, went into a tree and killed the driver instantly. The other man was seriously injured when the car locked up and he lost control and flipped. Part 2! 2 undamaged tyres were sold off Little Bastard. Once they were put onto the car, they both simultaneously blew out, causing the car to run off the road. Thieves then tried to steal parts off Little Bastard's wreckage. One thief had his arm badly ripped open while trying to steal the steering wheel, and the other one was badly injured while trying to take one of the customised tartan seats. Barris decided not to sell any more parts of Little Bastard and actually got convinced to give it to a highway safety patrol exhibit. Once it'd been moved, the garage containing Little Bastard mysteriously burst into flames, but Little Bastard was barely damaged at all. Next they took it to a high school to show the dangers of the road, but it fell off its display and broke a student's hip. When transporting it again, the truck carrying Little Bastard crashed and the driver was ejected. Somehow Little Bastard managed to fall off the brack and crush the driver. The car fell off 2 more times while being transported, but luckily no one was injured. And then out of nowhere, Little Bastard mysteriously disappeared, never to be seen again.